Welcome to my channel Education by Honey. So children, today we will be doing the third chapter of our book Honeydew, which is Glimpses of the Past. Now before starting the chapter, let us know what are glimpses. So glimpses are short experiences that give you an overview of something, okay? Not the complete incident, not the detailed incident, okay? And we will be talking about some glimpses of a period between 1757 to 1857, whole 100 years, okay, or decade, right? Now here you will see here some pictorial glimpses of the history of a countryman from 1757 to 1857. These pictures and speech bubbles, now these are the speech bubbles, okay, will help you clarify your understanding of the conditions that led to the event known as the First War of Independence in 1857, okay. Now see the first incident, the martyrs. Now here this is Lata Mangeshkar, a very famous singer if you remember, right? Now she is singing a song, "Oh my countrymen, let your eyes fill with tears," as you recall the sacrifices of India's martyrs. Okay, now if we'll talk about the song in Hindi, so if you have heard this song, ए मेरे वतन के लोगों जरा आँख में भर लो पानी, राइट? जो शहीद हुए हैं उनकी जरा याद करो कुर्बानी. Now she is singing this song, right? And now let us know why this is happening. Now this is a scene which happened in Delhi at a function. Okay, this scene represents a function that took place in Delhi. Now Lata Mangeshkar is singing this song, right? "Ae Mere Watan Ke Logo." Alongside her, you can see Indira Gandhi is sitting. Then Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru is sitting. Lal Bahadur Shastri can also be seen this in the center. Lal Bahadur Shastri. This is Jawaharlal Nehru, and this is Indira Gandhi. Okay, and she's singing for all these people, the martyrs, okay, the people who have sacrificed their life for the country. Now the second scene, the company conquests, 1757 to 1849, right? Now what do you mean by conquest? So conquest is conquering something, मतलब कब्जा कर लेना किसी चीज का, ठीक है, लड़ाई करके उसका कब्जा ले लेना, that is conquest. Now here if you will see these bubbles, now the year 1757, it bears the mark of being an important year in Indian history. Why? Because the company rule, the East India Company, this period refers to the rule of British East India Company over parts of Indian subcontinent. Okay, so this British East India Company came and set up a few factories at different places in India, in Bengal and in various other parts of our country. But the company's beginnings in coastal India offered no clue that it will remain for such a long period here. So they are saying that British, with its superior weapons, the British East India Company was extending its power in 18th century India. So it was extending its power, okay? Then they say that slowly and gradually they began expanding and extending the dominance in India. And one reason they were able to do so because they have that superior weapons. Okay, they have that superior weapons with them, and also they took advantage of the disturbed circumstances among the Indian rulers. At that time, the Indian rulers they were not that united. Okay, हर तरफ अपना अपना उन सबका कोई ना कोई लड़ाई झगड़ा चल रहा था, तो they were not at peace among themselves. Okay, उस टाइम पर nothing was sorted. Okay, so that is why they took advantage, the British East India Company took advantage of this situation, and they began to rule in India. Okay, right? And now they also say that Indian princes were short-sighted. Short-sighted means they only considered immediate benefits, and they always ignored long-term consequences. So whatever they were doing for immediate responses, for short time money, and not for long-term consequences. So they took help from English merchants to be able to defeat their rivals. Okay, this helped the British East India Company successfully taking control over from the Indian rulers, and then the British adopted a divide and rule policy. See, they are saying here that upstart Rajaba, English merchants, they will help me to defeat him. So they employed English people so that they can defeat their rivals. Okay. Now these rivalries helped the East India Company could easily subdue Indian princes one by one. ठीक है, तो अब इन सबड्यू मीन्स उनको अपनी जगह से हटा देना, उनका कंट्रोल ले लेना, उनको कॉन्कर कर देना, राइट? सो वो they were trying to take their rule, the rule of the Indian princess from their own country, and they wanted to rule the country. Okay. Now the Indians, however, had varied opinions and reactions to this. So what happened was, the first set of people were very happy with the Britishers, and they were also very grateful because they thought that they will help us, right? But this put to an end, and to put this end was the war, right? This all resulted in war. हुआ क्या, वो सब उस सब की वजह से क्या हुआ, जंग छिड़ गई, राइट, लड़ाई छिड़ गई. On the other hand, people also saw what was actually happening. They knew that even if some of the princes were cruel, they were at least of their land. वो कहते थे कि अगर कुछ प्रिंसेस क्रूअल भी है, मतलब अगर वो रॉन्ग भी है, बट स्टिल दे आर ऑफ आवर कंट्री, दे विल समटाइम दे विल थिंक good of the country. So they had realized that they were now the slaves of the Englishmen. That is how the Indians became the slaves of the Englishmen at that time of the Britishers. Okay. See, now they here saying, now we have become slaves of foreigners. Then they finally realized that what happened was, the foreigners took advantage of the situation. Now the third event, if we see British rule. Now see here, 1765 to 1836. Religious leaders preach ideas like untouchability and child marriage. Now, here what happened? These years led to the rise of widespread myths and taboos like untouchability, child marriage, and inferiority of women. So at this time, all these things were also happening. Then our religious leaders, they taught everyone the idea of untouchability. Now, untouchability refers to the practice of excluding a minority group by segregating them from the main people. Like, okay, so they differentiated people. They said that now you are minority people, you are untouchables, and we are the main people here, the general category, and you are the untouchable category. Now these people, they were not allowed to come near those who considered themselves superior. So untouchables were not even allowed in temples, right? And so many kinds of discrimination were happening against them. So the religious leaders, even see, now they are saying anyone who crosses the sea loses his religion. Now there was also a myth that if you will, who will cross the sea will no longer belong to their religion. Okay, so this was also a myth कि अगर आपने कोई sea cross कर ली, then also you will lose your religion. Okay, so now then also see here, they are saying all the misery in the world is due to women. Now women को जबरदस्ती they were giving a taboo कि जितनी भी misery, जितनी भी गरीबी, जितना भी दुख आ रहा है country में, this is because of just women. Okay, so women were considered the root cause of a lot of problems like poverty and misery of people, right? And that is why the teenage girls were forced to marry. They were leading to child marriage, which was at that time allowed, but now it is not allowed. Okay, it is banned. These practices were not only being done, they were also being promoted. Okay, so Britishers started looking down upon Indians and initiated brainwashing the rules amongst them. Okay, now the truth was that the Indians had lost self-respect. The British scorned them. Being merchants, the British wanted quick profits. Their heavy taxes forced farmers to abandon their fields. Now, so now the Britishers were controlling. They made Indians their slaves. Not only this, the British merchants also, they levied heavy taxes on the poor farmers in greed of immediate profits. Okay, because they want immediate profits, they want quick profits. So they levied heavy taxes on farmers, and that is why they have to abandon their fields. So उनको अपने वो छोड़कर जाना पड़ा because they were not able to pay that heavy taxes. इतनी उनकी कमाई नहीं होती थी. And they even threatened the farmers to imprison them if they will not clear their taxes, their outstanding dues. Right? So they were continuously exploiting the people in order to earn profits. See, they are saying if you are still in arrears, if you don't pay next week, I will send you to jail. So they were threatening them that कि हम आपको जेल में भेज देंगे अगर आपने अपने arrears means जो भी outstanding dues होते हैं वो pay नहीं किया तो. Okay. The natives were unworthy of trust, incapable of honesty. True your honor, but I am honest. Still, the British invented other methods which gave them more profits. Now, what they did, the goods manufactured in England were being imported to India and no import duty was levied on them. ठीक है, अब वहाँ पे जो गुड्स प्रोड्यूस होते थे इंग्लैंड में वो इंडिया में इंपोर्ट करने लग गए और उसमें कोई भी इंपोर्ट ड्यूटी नहीं लगती थी. उससे क्या हो रहा था, जो प्रोडक्ट्स इंग्लैंड से आ रहे थे जो इंडिया में बेचने के लिए आ रहे थे वो हाई प्राइसेस पे यहाँ पे सोल्ड हो रहे थे और इंडियंस के जो प्रोड्यूस थे वो जो यहाँ पर प्रोड्यूस होता था वो लेस प्राइस में जा रहा था. मतलब इंडियंस के पास कमाई बिल्कुल कम हो चुकी थी और जो इंग्लैंड से जो उनके गुड्स आ रहे थे वो यहाँ पर हैवी प्राइसेस पे बेचे जा रहे थे तो उनकी कमाई ज़्यादा हो रही थी. उस वजह से क्या हो रहा था, इंडियंस में और पावर्टी बढ़ती जा रही थी. ओके, सो इट वाज इंक्रीजिंग पावर्टी एंड माइसी अमंग Indians, among the farmers. Okay, so not only this, such policies of British India Company even destroyed the Indian industries. Small businesses were completely declined. They were completely deteriorated because of this. Okay, see, the East Indian Company's law began to cripple Indian industry. So बिल्कुल cripple कर दिया था, बिल्कुल खत्म ही हो गए थे वो. Cripple means causing someone to become unable टू वॉक और मूव प्रॉपरली. मतलब इतना ज़्यादा उनको अनेबल कर दिया था कि वो अपने बिजनेस को चला ही नहीं सकते थे. राइट, नाउ लेट्स सी द फोर्थ इंसिडेंट. द फोर्थ इंसिडेंट, राम मोहन रॉय 1772 to 1833. Now came this new person, Ram Mohan Roy, a learned man from Bengal, understood what was wrong with the country. Now this person, Raja Ram Mohan Roy, was a well-educated man from Bengal. He was first one to realize that there was something wrong with our country. He was of the belief that Indians must not consider themselves inferior, okay, or look themselves just as slaves. So he is saying, let us not despise ourselves. Our ancient culture is great and we are capable of greater achievements. We must first reform our society. Superstitions have been ruining us. तो उन्होंने उनको समझाया कि जो सुपरस्टिशंस है हमारी कंट्री में, जैसे कि विमेन माइजरी लाती हैं, राइट, एंड अनटचेबिलिटी होती है, तो ही सेड दिस इज द कॉज व्हाई द इंडियंस आर सफरिंग. इंडियंस दे आर सो केपेबल ऑफ सो मच मोर, राइट. सो उन्होंने उनको बताया दैट आवर एंशिएंट कल्चर वाज इज सो ग्रेट एंड द पीपल हियर they are destined for greater achievements. So according to him, the first step was to change the society. How? Because they have to change the society and they have to leave their superstitions. उनको अपने जो सोच है अपनी सोच को बदलना होगा. Because superstitions were the root cause of all the problem. Okay. Now he is saying, then he told his wife Oma, cows are of different colors, but the color of their milk is same. Different teachers have different opinions, but the essence of every religion is the same. Now by giving an example, he is having a conversation with his wife where he is saying, cows are of different colors, but the color of the milk is same, right? This means that different teachers might have different opinions, but the essence of each religion is the same. जो भी different teachers होते हैं उनकी teachings different हो सकती है, but essence एक ही होता है. Means जो उनके कहने का मतलब होता है वो एक ही होता है, right? If I'll say there are so many religions in a country, but essence क्या है, that God is one, right? God one ही है, God एक ही है, अलग अलग God नहीं है, God एक ही है. He also took keen interest. See here now he is saying he was attracted by modern science and modern knowledge. Knowledge should be practical and scientific. He crossed the seas and went to England to see what made the British powerful. Then he told them, we accept you as rulers and you must accept us as subjects. But you must remember the responsibility a ruler owes to his subjects. Now, what happened? He took keen interest in science and modern knowledge. And according to him, the knowledge should be practical and scientific. Okay. So he even traveled to Britain. He went to England to see how the Britishers are working, how the Britishers are so powerful. So he crossed the sea and he traveled to England. There he is known to tell Britishers that we as a nation accept your rule. Okay, now we are ready to be your subjects. We are ready to be your, मतलब आपके दास बनने को हम बिल्कुल तैयार है. But you should also not forget your responsibility and that you are our ruler and you owe us. Okay, you owe your subjects. You have a duty towards your subjects. Okay, तो आपको अपनी ड्यूटी प्रॉपरली जो भी एक रूलर करता है, किंग करता है अपने सब्जेक्ट्स के लिए, अपने दास के लिए, वो आपको निभानी होगी, राइट. So Raja Ram Mohan Roy is known for his efforts to abolish the practice of sati and child marriage. So he did so much work, and because of his efforts, sati and child marriage was totally abolished. Okay, then he also started newspapers, but the suspicious British stopped them in 1823. He even published newspapers, but that too were stopped by Britishers in 1823. Okay, now the next event, oppression, 1765 to 1835. Now, what is oppression? So, oppression is a prolonged cruel और unjust treatment. Prolonged means लंबे टाइम से एक unjust, एक unfair treatment आपके साथ हो रहा है, that is oppression. तो उससे क्या होता है, उससे लोगों के अंदर पहले तो वो चुपचाप वो सुनते रहते हैं, मानते रहते हैं, पर उससे क्या होता है, एक गुस्सा भर जाता है अंदर, राइट? So this is happening here. But the British continued to oppress Indians. In 1818, they had passed Regulation 3. Under it, an Indian could be jailed without trial in court. Now here, the Britishers continue to find new ways to bring misery and suffering to Indians. Now they even passed unfair regulations that kept them at advantage, like Regulation 3 in 1818, under which an Indian could be jailed without a proper trial in court. So ये एक उन्होंने एक नया रूल निकाल दिया था, Indian could be jailed without a proper trial in court. मतलब बस अगर अगर उनको बोल दिया कि हाँ आप दोषी हो तो आप दोषी हो, कोई ट्रायल नहीं है, कोई आप अपने लिए एविडेंसेस नहीं ला सकते, आप अपने को सही प्रूव नहीं कर सकते. ओके, सो यू विल बी जेल्ड. All the time, British officers in India dropped big salaries and also made fortune in private business. Now, they created all sorts of favorable circumstances to uplift their officers. They were creating favorable circumstances for their officers to uplift them for their benefits. Okay, so British officers, they drew huge amounts of salaries, and they made huge fortune in India out of the private businesses. Okay, so they were doing some private businesses also. अपनी जेब भर रहे थे, वो से बहुत ज़्यादा वो कमा रहे थे. The Britishers were exporting goods in huge quantities from Britain. Here you will see Britain was exporting British goods worth 7 crore rupees to India. So Britishers were exporting goods in huge quantities from Britain. By 1829, they were importing goods worth 7 crore rupees to India. As a result, Britishers grew richer and richer, leaving the Indian industries high and dry. अब क्यों richer हो रहे थे? I have already told in the last one, because उसमें कोई import duty नहीं लग रही थी. जितनी भी उनकी कमाई यहाँ पर बेच बेच के हो रही थी अपने सामान को, सब उनके जेबें भर रही थी उससे, राइट? और हो क्या रहा था, क्योंकि उनके सामान यहाँ पर बिक रहे थे, जो इंडियन लोकली जो प्रोड्यूस कर रहे थे, उनके कुछ भी उनकी उनकी कमाई नहीं हो रही थी, तो इंडियंस और पुअर हो रहे थे और इंडियन इंडस्ट्रीज खत्म हो रही थी, राइट? क्योंकि अब उनका कोई आगे स्कोप ही नहीं बचा था, क्योंकि उनकी डिमांड ही नहीं बची थी, सब ब्रिटिश गुड्स लेकर ही खुश हो रहे थे. ठीक है. Governor General Bentinck reported back home, the bones of cotton weavers are bleaching the plains of India. Now here the Britishers were, so this Governor General Bentinck, he had conveyed to Britain that the bones of cotton weavers are bleaching the plains of India, which highlights the plight and misery of traditional cotton weavers in India. उस टाइम पे इंडिया में कॉटन, एंड इफ यू नो इंडिगो कल्टीवेशन वाज द ग्रेटेस्ट है, मतलब इंडिया राजा था उस टाइम पे इस चीज़ का, राइट? बट उस टाइम पे उनको भी इस वजह से कोई फायदा नहीं हो रहा था. मीन्स कॉटन वीवर्स वर फोर्स टू स्टार्व बिकॉज ऑफ द कॉटन मिल सेटअप बाय द ब्रिटिशर्स. अब उससे भूखे मर रहे थे, इवन हैविंग अ ग्रेट मार्केट हियर. ठीक है, इतनी एडवांटेज थी उनके पास, फिर भी दे वर स्टार्विंग. दे प्रोड्यूस much cheaper cloth with the help of machines that led the traditional Indian handicrafts to extinction. तो इतना इस वजह से हुआ क्या, Indian industries began to die and Britishers prospered. Okay. Now comes the next incident, dissatisfaction, 1835 to 56. See here, education in India was in Persian and Sanskrit. In 1835, an Englishman named Macaulay suggested a change. We should teach the natives through the English language. I agree. Now this person came, Macaulay. He said earlier the people of India, they know Persian, Sanskrit. That was a local language. Then a British officer Macaulay came in 1835 and he suggested that the Indians should be taught the English language. Okay, because he thinks that Indians are uncivilized and they should be taught this language, their language. So they did so to produce clerks to get the unimportant clerical tasks and administrative duties like answering phones, typing documents, filing, and dealing with the clients. So English education, they said, produced clerks to whom the British gave jobs under them. Incidentally, it also produced a new generation of intellectuals. So we must educate our brothers and try to improve their material conditions. For that, we must convey our grievances to the British Parliament. Okay. By 1856, the British had conquered the whole of India. राइट तो अब उनको वो जब उनको लगा कि इनको थोड़ा सा पढ़ाएंगे तो इससे थोड़ी इनको जॉब्स मिलेंगी, हम इनसे और काम निकलवाएंगे, राइट. So they manufactured a whole new generation of masterminds who wanted to uplift their brothers too by educating them. They wanted to strengthen their financial prospects that could lead to a promising future, right? And this needed to be conveyed to the British Parliament. So Britishers, on the other hand, they were not much they were much attached to the Indian people. They didn't care about the needs of the Indian people. They were not of that sort. By this time, Indian people had become more worried. The kings were now being treated as puppets. Okay, so now if further when you will be reading a history chapter, so there you will read about all these things in your history chapter. You have all this in one of the chapters, that the Indian rulers were treated as puppets. Why puppets? Puppets are the people who perform according to you. What you will say, कठपुतली, right? कठपुतली को धागे से बांधकर जो कठपुतली चलाने वाला होता है वो चलाता है अपने हिसाब से, राइट. उसको जैसे उसको डांस कराना है, जैसे उसको एक्ट कराना है, वो करवाता है. तो सिमिलरली ब्रिटिशर्स ने क्या कर दिया, इंडियन रूलर्स को अपने पपेट बना लिया कि जैसे हम कहेंगे आप वैसे ही करोगे. ओके, एंड दैट इज व्हाई दे लॉस्ट देयर जॉब्स एंड लैंड आल्सो. So Britishers were forcing some of them to even change their religion. Indians were tired of talking and wanted to do something. Okay. See, you can see our kings have become puppets and now we have lost our old jobs and lands and they are converting our brothers. So they were also asking them to convert from their religion to another religion. You only talk, do something to drive them out. Okay. So now Indians are again concerned. Now, next event comes the Sparks, 1855 to 57. Taxes continue to ruin the peasants. In Bengal, the Santals, who had lost their lands under new land rules, became desperate. In 1855, they rose in rebellion and massacred Europeans and the supporters alike. Discontent was brewing in the East India Company's army too. Now, what happened here? The increasing taxes which were levied on the peasants continued to pressurize them and worsen their financial situation. क्यों ऐसा हो रहा था? बिकॉज उनकी इतनी कमाई नहीं होती थी जितना उनको टैक्सेस देने पड़ते थे, तो उससे वो और गरीब हो रहे थे. ठीक है. पीसेंट कौन होता है? एक पुअर एग्रीकल्चर लेबरर. ठीक है. Now the Santals in Bengal became disheartened and hopeless after they lost their land to the Britishers under the new land rules. So Santals also, they have to lose their land, and that is why they became desperate, and in 1855 they launched a rebellion and massacred Europeans and all those who supported them. Okay, the people working under the East India Company were highly dissatisfied too. अब जो उनके अंडर भी काम कर रहे थे ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी के अंडर, they were also dissatisfied. So discontent was brewing in the East India Company's army too. Discontent is dissatisfaction. Okay, the white soldier gets huge pay, mansions to live in, servants. Now they are saying the जो white soldiers है, जो Britishers है, उनको तो high salaries मिल रही है, but we are paid nothing. ठीक है, we are working more than them as well. So they are saying that the Englishmen, they get good pay, mansions also, mansions in big houses and other help, while they gave Indians only inadequate pay and slow promotions. This further agitated Indians. They felt bad that the Britishers urged them to move out the land to cross the sea and work for them, which was even against the religion. Now उस टाइम पे एक religion था. ये सिपॉइस के बारे में आप हिस्ट्री के इस चैप्टर में पढ़ोगे, जो मैं आपको भी लास्ट में बताया भी था, लास्ट पैसेज में. ये पूरा एक चैप्टर है. So you will be reading about this chapter when people rebel 1857 and after. So there you will be reading that the sepoys. तो sepoys क्या थे? उनका ये मानना था कि that if we will cross the sea, so that is not according to their religion. मतलब वो अच्छा नहीं मानते थे. तो जब ब्रिटिशर्स ने एक बार ये उनको सी क्रॉस करने को कहा तो उन्होंने मना कर दिया. उस वजह से इनकी जॉब्स चली गई. इनको बहुत ज़्यादा प्रॉब्लम हुई थी, ठीक है. Because so they think that crossing the sea and work for them, which was even against the religion, so that was against the religion, crossing the sea. Then they were motivated to drive the Britishers out. इस टाइम पे बिल्कुल ये सब लोग मोटिवेटेड थे कि जो ब्रिटिशर्स हैं इनको बाहर निकालना है. ओके, द अंग्रेज आस्क्ड अस टू क्रॉस द सी व्हिच इज अगेंस्ट आवर रिलीजन. Who is the topi wala to abolish a age old custom? Oh, now they are saying, who is this topi wala, this person, this Britisher who will ask us to abolish a age or old customs, right? हम ये कौन होते हैं हमें ये बताने वाले कि हम अपने ट्रेडिशंस को छोड़ दो और जो हम कह रहे हैं वो करो, right? So Indian soldiers serving under British or European orders named Mangal Pandey even attacked the adjutant of his regiment, but was later he was executed. So then came Mangal Pandey. Okay. Now Sepoy Mangal Pandey attacked the adjutant of this regiment and was executed. Okay. Adjutant is a military officer who acts as in the same post. He is a senior officer. Okay. So he attacked that person, but he was later executed. So around hundreds of other sepoys also like Mangal Pandey, they took violent action against the British, but they were robbed of their uniform in turn to make the sepoys feel humiliated. अब उनकी उस वजह से उनकी नौकरी चली गई, ठीक है, उनकी यूनिफॉर्म उनसे छीन ली गई बिकॉज उन्होंने भी मंगल पांडे का साथ दिया था, राइट. Now some of the Englishmen even began to understand how Indians thought, how their mind work and their customs. They told Brahmin soldiers that the bullet और जो बुलेट होती थी, जो उसमें जो बुलेट होती थी जो गन में, they said that it has the fat of cows and pigs, so that is also against their religion, their customs. Okay, so that is why they said no, we will not use this bullet as well. Then some soon chapatis were sent from village to village to tell the people that the emperor would want the services. Similarly, lotus flowers circulated among Indian soldiers. Death to the foreigner. Now, next, chapatis were being sent to each home in every village, conveying that their services could be required to fight the Englishmen. तो अब क्या हुआ कि क्योंकि उस टाइम पे वो लोग भूखे मर रहे थे, they were starving, they didn't have money, Indians, तो सबके घरों में चपातीस भेजी गई, खाना भेजा गया खाने के लिए, जिससे खाएंगे. और वो एक खाना एक मैसेज था that take this food and then help us. We have to fight the Englishmen. That was a message. So people agreed. Then lotus flowers were also circulated among the Indian soldiers. The whole nation stood against them with the support of the masses in the form of shelter, and other help was also given. So this was final time where, see, the masses gave all help and shelter to the patriots, right? So the nation stood against them with the support of the masses in the form of shelter and other help to the patriots. Now came the revolt in 1857. Then there was a violent outbreak at Meerut. The sepoys marched to Delhi. Long live our Emperor Bahadur Shah. Now what happened here? The first violent outbreak was at Meerut. Meerut is in Uttar Pradesh. Okay. Now these people they whole night they marched from Meerut to Delhi, and they went to the fort of Emperor Badshah Akbar. They said that Bahadur Shah, okay, Bahadur Shah, to the fort of Bahadur Shah in Delhi. They wanted him to be the leader, but initially Bahadur Shah was not that interested to become the leader because he was getting old, and that is why he doesn't want to be the leader. But because these people would डटे रहे वहाँ पर, so Bahadur Shah became the leader. He agreed to become the leader. So the urge to free the nation of the Britishers continued to grow. The city of Meerut also experienced a violent outbreak. This was the first one. The sepoys marched whole night to Delhi to support the emperors like Bahadur Shah. Okay. The revolt continued to spread and grow. They even got the support of the landlords that had also lost their land due to the new land rules. People were angry and wanted to fight the Britishers. See, the rebellion spread wider. Many landlords who had lost their lands because of the British policies, they also joined them. The white man's rule must end. Yes, we will help you. So with the support of the masses, they continued the fight. Now next came the fight for freedom 1857, the ninth event. Many former rulers like Begum Hazrat Mahal of Lucknow were bitter. The white man has taken away my kingdom. Now they are talking of Begum Hazrat Mahal. So former rulers like Begum Hazrat Mahal of Lucknow also joined them because the kingdom has been taken by the British, thereby strengthening their power. Then popular leaders like Maulvi Ahmadullah of Faizabad told the people, "Rise, brothers, rise! The Angrez is ruining our land." So this person, Maulvi Ahmadullah of Faridabad, also motivated people to free their country from the Englishmen, right? People of Bareilly, Kanpur and Allahabad rose forward too. Okay. See, they joined the upsurge against the foreigner. The people rose everywhere in Bareilly, Kanpur and Allahabad. Azimullah Khan told Tatya Tope, "We should have Peshwa Nana Sahab as a leader in this war of independence." Then, in this light, Azimullah Khan, he expressed his thought to Tatya Tope that they should have Peshwa Nana Sahib as the leader in this war of independence against the English. In this revolt against the British, 8-year-old Kuwar Singh of Bihar was hit by a bullet in the wrist, which he dedicated to Mother Ganga as an offering. So in this war, 8-year-old Kuwar Singh of Bihar, he received a bullet in his wrist, right? So Mother Ganga, this is my last offering to you. So he is saying that he dedicated his his bullet in the wrist, this war, to Mother Ganga as an offering. Okay, Mother Ganga means the river Ganga. Okay. So this whole incident is written by S.D. Sawant. Okay, the narrator of this chapter is S.D. Sawant. Okay. So I hope you enjoyed this chapter, and when you will study your chapter in history, when people rebel 1857 and after, this is chapter 5 in NCERT book. Now latest this year book I am not aware, but till last year it was chapter number 5. Okay, so when you will read this chapter, then you will all this incidents will be more clear in your mind. So when in till half yearly you will be able to know better, much better about this chapter after reading this history chapter. Okay, you will understand much better how these people felt at that time, right? So here I come to the end of this chapter. Thank you.